Hey dolls, it's Anastasia Lulu and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorite self-help books, my favorite podcasts, my favorite journal. I thought it would just be a really fun video to sit down with you all and just kind of, talk to you guys about what I am loving, to kind of center myself, to kind of help me find myself, to kind of help find my purpose, all that good stuff. So if you've heard the power of self-help books or, manifesting or law of attraction and you just don't even know where to start, please keep watching this video because I really think I have some good tips and tricks for you all. But before we get into that, I am of course grabbing my crystal and saying an affirmation. So I'm grabbing my black tourmaline crystal, which is really good for like protection and grounding the soul. And I am saying this affirmation. The love I have for myself is unconditional. I will continue to show myself love every single day. I make choices that honor myself and my values, and I am putting myself first and know that it is okay to do so. Okay guys, let's get right into the video. So if you guys have watched my previous videos, you will know I love crystals, I love affirmations, I love manifesting, the law of attraction, and you might be watching this and wondering like what I'm even talking about half the time, or how you can get started and learn more about this kind of spiritual journey, if you will, or self-help journey. Some of it feels a little bit fake and a little bit phony, and it's hard to kind of dip your toe in without rolling your eyes. So I have put together a little list of things that I think would be a great way to start your kind of self-help journey. If you're a total newbie to the self-help world, to the law of attraction world, to manifesting, to, mood boarding, all of those things, I think a really amazing place to start is with audiobooks. And I think audiobooks are really powerful because, and excuse the light, the lighting might be a little bit whack. But anyway, I think audiobooks are a really great way of absorbing this information right from the author's kind of mouth. A lot of these audiobooks are read by the authors, which just feels really personal. It feels really like a conversation. It just feels a lot more real. So a really amazing book to start with that I think is really great to listen to the audio version because it's the author reading the book and she's so real. She's such a, funny author that it's really great to listen to it from her own voice. Is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I have it right here. This book is just a perfect introduction to kind of the self-help world. And she talks about really big issues and really big topics like law of attraction and manifesting in really digestible ways. It is not like a hippie woo-woo book. She is really dry, really sarcastic, really funny, and just has a way of delivering quite profound lessons and messages in a really hilarious way. I think you come away from reading this book or listening to this book really motivated, really clear-minded, and really excited about delving in further in this like self-help journey. She is not off-putting, she's not intimidating, and yeah. One of my favorite quotes from the books that I just think is so true is, "And while there are countless ways that we rip ourselves off, there's one way in particular that is without a doubt the most rampant and the most devastating of all. We invest everything we've got in believing that we're not good enough." And that is really like what the whole book is about. She's obviously trying to convince us to realize that we are all badasses, we're all capable of following our dreams, and it just really gives the kick up the butt that I needed when I first picked up this book. And it's a really, really great introduction into, the world of self-help and self-motivation. So sticking with the theme of audiobooks, I have another audiobook that I just love. So this was actually the first book I read about 2 years ago now, or listened to 2 years ago now, that really started this journey for me. I had made a New Year's resolution to be better about money. And I am somebody who definitely can be irresponsible with money. I can be, flippant with money. And I definitely had this thing like 2 years ago where I wouldn't even look at my bank account. Like it's actually really embarrassing to say out loud, but I'm just going to be real with you guys. But a few years ago, I would literally get so much like anxiety about money and not having enough, or spending too much. So I just wouldn't look at my account. And so like I would just keep spending until my card would just reject at a store or at a shop, or like I would just be standing at a bar like with a declining credit card, declining debit card, whatever. And then realize that I had spent all my money for the month. Would never look at my accounts, always made my husband do, my then fiance, do the money stuff and be in charge of that. And anyway, so I made this New Year's resolution that was like, that is just so pathetic. Like I need to get, in charge of my own finances. And so I made my New Year's resolution and I was like, this is it. I'm doing it. I'm getting better about my money. And I downloaded this book, Get Rich, Lucky Bitch. And it is by Denice, Duffield-Thomas. And seriously, this book helped me so much. She really holds you accountable, and she really talks about why it's so important as a woman to be in control and be in charge and be aware of your finances. And that like it is like a crippling problem amongst a lot of women who just won't deal with money issues and like pass it on to their husband, pass it on to their dad, pass it on to whoever. She talks about how money isn't like a dirty thing, and men don't view money as a dirty thing. Men, can take charge and take control of their money, and thus are earning a hell of a lot more than women are. And anyway, so it was a really eye-opening book. Again, she talked a lot about the law of attraction, manifesting, and just how if you create a problem in your head, if you ignore something, like that's a problem. And all I was doing was attracting more problems around money because I was ignoring my money issues and I wasn't facing my issues head on. And that's true of anything, whether that's like your relationship, whether that's your how you hate your job. When you ignore stuff and you put it away and you don't look at it, like I'm not going to look at my bank account. I'm going to ignore that email from my boss. I'm going to just ignore that horrible message from my boyfriend. By doing that, you are just attracting more negative emotion and negative situations around the thing you're avoiding. I don't do a good job explaining this. I'll leave it to the authors. So the next book I actually have a physical copy of. It is called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. I think that's her name. This book, it's kind of like a cool looking, looks like a mystery novel, but it's actually a really digestible self-help book that really dives deep into the idea of manifesting and the law of attraction. So this book is super interesting because, The Secret, spoiler alert, The Secret is the law of attraction and how to use it and how to, implement it in your own life. So the law of attraction is, of course, the energy you put out into the universe, whether that's with your thoughts, whether that's with your actions, whether that's with, what you're saying, the universe will bring back to you. So if you're somebody who is a negative thinker, who thinks negatively about things, who speaks negative things and who acts in a negative way, the universe will then send you more negativity. So obviously, the biggest example is when you're having a bad day. You're thinking about what a bad day you're having, and then, you get a parking ticket, or then you get, you miss your train, or, you stub your toe in that horrible way that only happens when you're in the worst mood ever. That is the law of attraction, the universe bringing you more negativity and more, another negative situation on top of the negativity that you're already putting out into the universe. And equally, of course, if you wake up and you think positive thoughts and you say positive sentences and you surround yourself in positivity, the universe will then grant you positive situations in return. Those people that just always are lucky, those people who always find the best parking spot, it is because that is, Rhonda says the law of attraction, because these people are constantly thinking positive, good, and lucky situations into existence. So what's really interesting about this book is that they quote, and I haven't fact checked this book because why would I? But they also, they quote some really prominent people having used the law of attraction. Obviously, they didn't really call it that or know that it was that. But it is said that Galileo, Beethoven, Albert Einstein, along with other inventors, theologians, scientists, and great thinkers, all used The Secret and recorded it in some way or form. And they have their kind of quotes and things like that from their kind of journals and things that they use, which is really cool to think about, that this isn't like a new concept. It's not like, again, like a woo-woo hippie thing. It is something that has literally been used for centuries. And I think it makes sense, you know, like, I think we all know it to some extent. Like, when you're a positive person, when you surround yourself with positivity, you just do. You bring in more positivity into your life. It's just kind of a no-brainer. And I think that this is something that everybody should obviously look into, get into. The world would be a much happier place if we all kind of, you know, use these practices. Yeah, and I think what's the harm? Why not treat every day like something amazing is going to happen and that the universe is going to grant you something awesome? Like, I think that's a great way to spend your days, feeling like something amazing is right around the corner. So a big thing that all of these self-help books that you will see, whether it's, you know, trying to get in charge of your finances, whether it's, you know, trying to convince yourself you're a badass, whether it's trying to use the law of attraction, all of them really say the same thing, which is to practice gratitude. So when you are grateful for what you have in your current state, you know, again, the more abundance and more things, you know, great things will come your way. So I think a really amazing way to practice gratitude is obviously journaling. So my husband, I mentioned this in another video, my husband got me this gratitude journal for Christmas, which I absolutely love. And yeah, it kind of has one side which has your morning meditation, and then the other side is your evening reflection. And it has things like, you know, it says fill in the morning your focus, your affirmation, you know, I love an affirmation, what you're grateful for, which is an amazing way to start each morning. So I always sit in my bed with my cup of coffee and I write down what I'm grateful for. And it just is a really positive way to begin your day. What are you excited for today? Again, that's just like a really nice reminder to remember what you're looking forward to in the day. And then how you'll make space for gratitude today. So sometimes I'll say I'll make a gratitude mood board, or I'll write a longer list of my gratitudes, or I'll do a mindful meditation, something like that. And then in the evening, you fill in things like good things that happened today, things I did to make a positive difference today, a little checklist of how you felt, and a positive thought to carry you to sleep. So journaling is, you know, everyone talks about it. It's so good for you. It really, really, if you're trying to get in tune with yourself, what you want out of life, just figuring out the chaos in your brain, journaling is amazing. So if audiobooks, books, journaling, that all seems like too big of a start, which it can be a little bit daunting, a really great way of getting into law of attraction, self-help, etc. is a podcast. So if an audiobook or, you know, starting journaling all seems like too big, too daunting, don't worry. Podcasts are an amazing way to jump into self-help and just learning more about this whole world. A podcast that I have been loving right now is Law of Attraction Changed My Life by Francesca Amber. So her little bio is just a basic bitch making good life happen. Want to manifest amazing things into your life too? Join me. It's not a cult. I feel like that's what somebody in a cult would say, but never mind. I've been practicing the law of attraction for over 10 years with incredible results. Hopefully you'll leave our weekly sessions together informed and entertained. So her most recent episode was Jennifer Lopez says affirmations daily, and so should you. I just think like she's so funny, she's so approachable, and it's such a really like digestible introduction. So yeah, that podcast is amazing. Okay, dolls, so there you have it. Those are my top recommendations into jumping headfirst into the whole self-help, manifesting, law of attraction world. I hope you guys liked this video. I love chatting with you all about what I've been loving and listening to lately. If you guys are interested in this sort of thing, please let me know in the comments below. Or if you're not interested in this sort of thing, also let me know in the comments below. YouTube was something that I definitely set as like a personal goal, and I was inspired to do so by the books that I just mentioned to you guys previously. So yeah, so I'm really excited that I am carrying, you know, following through with the promise I made to myself. And I just think life is too short not to do the things that you want to do. And sometimes we forget that. And so listening to these books and listening to these podcasts and journaling and all of these amazing things kind of help remind us to do the things that we really want to do in this life. So I hope you guys like this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.